Welcome back aboard Blurred Force One with your boy Mo, and this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media, and that's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news, do some speculation, all of that good and nerdy stuff. And before we get into the podcast today, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, or if you are listening on a podcasting platform, go ahead and leave us a review. 5 stars if you think that's what we deserve, but whatever you think works, that'd be great. And this week, I want to welcome to the podcast a new friend to the show, somebody I follow on Threads and on YouTube, and that's Corey Roy, who is a black nerd, just loves comic books and stuff like that, and just he's doing cool stuff on his channel reactions and all that stuff. So anyway, Corey, how you doing, my friend?
I am doing good. I'm so happy to be here. I greatly appreciate it. And you said it best. Yes, I'm a blurred. I mean, I'm so into everything Star Wars, comics, DC, Marvel, you name it. That's right. That's my wheelhouse right there. So I'm really excited to be here and get into all this geeky goodness.
Yeah, hey, you said Star Wars. That is one of my gateway drugs into nerdy stuff, which my dad actually put me on when I was a kid. He's the least nerdy guy you know, but he loves Star Wars. So,
Awesome.
yeah. But so as usual, I usually ask my podcasting partner, what nerdy have you been up to this week? What you been into?
Well, what I have been into this week, I was watching Rebel Moon. I was catching up on a lot of stuff from the holidays, so I've been watching Rebel Moon. I wanted to wait until a lot of the What If episodes ended before I really dove into that. So I finished What If earlier the part of the week.
Nice.
And other than that, man, it's just enjoying all this good stuff that's coming out this month. Echo's coming, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, it's a good time to be a nerd.
Yeah, true that, especially if you like Marvel. And actually, I was going to ask you about that. 'Cause, what were your thoughts on What If? I really love season 2. It's one of my top 5 things comic book related last year. But I was curious.
Well, let me tell you, I really did love season 2. I love season 1, but to continue that on with season 2, I just really loved it. One of the things about What If season 2, I didn't think we would have Captain Carter as much as we did, but I really did enjoy it. And I don't know if this may be one of your favorite episodes, but one of my favorite episodes was when they introduced a new character, Katori. Oh yes, the Mohawk superhero. Oh my gosh, that episode was so good. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying What If. Everything about it, and I really like the fact that we actually had a lot of the actual actors voicing these characters in this series. So that's just such a joy.
I think the only ones that weren't were for Iron Man and for Steve Rogers. But everybody else and everyone was excellent. The Kahori character is like kind of special to me, not because I have any cultural connection, but on my channel I was reviewing this show called Reservation Dogs. It's about some native kids who were teenagers on a reservation in Oklahoma, and one of the actors playing one of the main characters voices Kahori, and she also, that's Devery Jacobs, and she's to me just super talented actor, producer, writer. She wrote on the show that the Reservation Dogs, and also she is going to be in the Echo TV show. So she's she's killing the game right now, and I love that episode. I think that episode's probably the best episode of the season.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, but not just that. The Captain Carter, I love that character so much right now. Like that, this What If has put her side by side with Steve Rogers in my esteem in the MCU. And my God, it's too bad Haley Atwell probably doesn't want to do all the work to be in live action
Right.
because like it's a lot of work. But I would love it. I'd love to see that day. So,
I agree. I agree. I would love to see her in live action. I mean, we got a small glimpse of it in the Multiverse of Madness, but the way that they have ushered her in and made her such a pivotal part of the What If series, I was like, oh my gosh, if we could have that in live action, it would be so good. Because Haley Atwell, she's killing it.
yeah,
She's killing it in
she's
this.
awesome. I love her as an actor. What did you think about that final scene, the very final scene in the final episode, where Strange, all that stuff happened, but then she was like, "Hey, maybe we can go on a detour," and then it showed
I
the
thought that
world
was so
tree.
cool.
Yeah, the world tree. I was
Yes.
like, "Come on, yeah." They're throwing red meat to the fans because, like, yeah,
Yeah.
if you're a real one, that was for you, 110% for you.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
great.
that was definitely major fan service for especially those that watched Loki season 2 and knowing everything that happened with Loki's story, which I think is definitely one of the best arcs in MCU history. But to
Mhm.
see them tie that in right into the very end of Loki showing the North Tree, I was like, all the geeky goodness just came. I was like, give me more.
Yeah, they. I think it's weird, but like aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, probably the best thing the Marvel did last year was on TV. It's
Mhm.
not that I didn't hate it. I didn't hate any other stuff except Secret Invasion, but
Oof.
I think that was like that. What a way to cap off 2023 with What If.
I could agree. What If was really good. They definitely fumbled some things over the course of the year. Secret Invasion, I'm right there with you, Mo. It is right at the bottom for me. That I just don't know what happened there. They just completely dropped the ball on that. But they haven't had any major flops, but nothing has been like really good. And I think What If clearly is at the top of the list of what Marvel has did this
Yeah.
year.
Well, I mean, I still think Guardians 3 probably is
Oh,
better
I'm
than it,
sorry. I
but
forgot
yeah.
about Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
I forgot about that.
yeah, that's What If's really great though. Wow, that was a big old preamble. We haven't gotten into our topics. I, I was gonna just say my nerdy stuff. I've been playing. I got Xbox, PC Game Pass. So I've been playing Hi-Fi Rush, which has been fun.
Mm.
It's a pretty fun game. I'm not good at it, but who cares? It's a fun little beat 'em up platformer. And besides that, I watched The Flash again, and I don't give a
Mm.
damn what anyone says. That's a good movie. It's a good movie that works. Is the
Mhm.
CG funny sometimes? Sure, but for generally speaking, it's a better story than Aquaman 2. It's a better story than Shazam. I mean, it's not better than Blue Beetle in terms of story, but it still works. So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm not gonna relitigate that one.
Hey, I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I think Flash is good. I liked everything about the Flash. It's a fun. I think it's a great story.
yeah.
That the CGI at the very end is wonky, but the story is still really good and a lot better than Shazam and some of the other ones we got this year. But yeah, I could agree with that. Flash is pretty good.
Yeah. So, all right. So, we're actually going to get into what the Supercast is about, which we're going to talk about the news. We got at the start of the year, 2024, plenty of news is starting to pour in as people get back to work, and we got some good stuff this week. For instance, and this just real quick, we're going to talk about an actor that I think is great who passed on being Yelena in the MCU and what could have been. The Boys season 4 announces when it's going to start. We got some talk about Netflix Daredevil and how it relates to the MCU canon. Girl and Devil Dinosaur drops its trailer and shows a voice cast list, which is pretty extensive and pretty cool. Steve Yeun drops out of Thunderbolts, and what does this mean for the future of the Sentry? We're going to talk business, which is Paramount and Warner Brothers could be possibly merging, and what it could mean for the industry. Jonathan Majors, we know, was fired from being Kang in the MCU. There's rumors that Colman Domingo could take over, but we'll also talk about who could possibly replace Jonathan Majors in the MCU. So that's a lot of good stuff to talk about. So Corey, you ready?
Mhm.
You ready to go, man?
I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. So Real quick, I don't know, Corey, you know who Saoirse Ronan is? I feel like not enough people know her by name. Uh,
I do not. I do not.
so Saoirse
But
Ronan, well, she's an Irish actor, and she's been around a while. Did you ever see the? And it's probably about 10 or 12 years ago. This movie called Hannah, about this girl who was raised by ex
hmm
CIA agent, and then she literally comes in from the cold and has the CIA run after her, and she like Jason Bourne's her
Oh
way through a
wow.
bunch of people. And they actually made an
Oh wow.
Amazon Prime series out of it, which is actually pretty good. And
No, I haven't seen that.
yeah, she's been acting a while, since her teens. She was in The Lovely Bones as the little girl
Mm.
that got murdered and was a ghost. She was in Mary, Queen of Scots as Mary, the Queen as Queen Mary. She was in Little Women as she was the main character in Little Women. She's in a bunch of stuff. But most recently, I saw her in what was it? Watch Them Run or something like that. It was she did a movie with Sam Rockwell where it was like a murder mystery. David Oyelowo was also in it. A bunch of other people. She,
Oh
I'm saying
wow.
I'm saying all of this to say she's a really good actor, like really really good, which really surprised the shit out of me when were talking about that she
Yeah.
actually was first approached by Marvel to play the role
Mm.
of Yelena Belova, who is currently being played by Florence Pugh, masterfully, I might add, because oh God, I already like Florence Pugh anyway, but I love her as Yelena in the MCU. Absolutely love her.
Same here. I don't know much about I don't even I'm going to butcher this lady's name. Is it Saris?
I'll say it for you. Saoirse. Saoirse. That's
Okay, Saris. Well, okay. So I don't know, but I know she's got to be kicking herself in. She's got to be kicking herself for passing this role on. I mean, clearly she messed up on her part by passing this on, but sometimes things happen for a reason, and I'm so glad that she did pass it because I absolutely love Florence Pugh as Yelena. I mean, I don't think anybody else could play that part as good as she did. Oh, she's just so good.
she's yeah, she's I mean, I was a fan of her beforehand. She also, by
hmm
the way, she was also in Little Women with Saoirse Ronan. She played possibly maybe the third most important character in the movie. Very well. That's actually and I actually didn't like Florence Pugh before seeing Little Women. Because I had seen her in
Mm.
She was the main character in Midsummer, which is Ari
Oh.
Aster's follow up to Hereditary, and I hate that movie so much. And it's not a bad movie, but I fucking hate it.
Yeah,
And Florence Pugh
yeah.
is like in it, and she's just so unlikable to me. But that's because
Mhm.
she's a good actor, and I agree. I can't see anybody else as Yelena, but I am intrigued by this idea because I am also a big fan of Saoirse Ronan. I think she is
Mhm.
just a fantastic actor. I don't think there's anything she can't do, and
Mhm.
I think her reasoning for passing on it was sound. She didn't care for the MCU movies.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
just didn't care for them. I think she maybe and she liked the Joss Whedon's Avengers but stuff, but like she
Mhm.
didn't really care for it, and she didn't want to get locked into it. And that's happened with some actors where they're just like, nah, I'm not getting locked into this stuff. So you get big actors that do villain roles because they're going to be one and done. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, and she's one of many actors that they just don't, they're just not feeling it. But I think what it is with her, I think she would get into the MCU because I think now when she looks back at in hindsight, she's like, wow, they really did some really interesting things with these characters. I thought it was going to be kind of this wacky superhero stuff, but now that she can look to see what they've done with the characters, I think she would join the MCU if they did find a role for her that she can really sink her teeth into. So I think we'll see her in future films because I mean I'm sure you know as well that they wind up tapping her to play the role of Scarlet Witch as well.
Yeah, they
I
did indicate that maybe there was a chance she was going to be Scarlet Witch, but of course, they ended up, which that would have been interesting too. Like, what I think, her versus Elizabeth Olsen. I mean, you could have seen not an entirely different, but definitely a different like spin on the character than the one way. Which, by the way, Elizabeth Olsen is amazing as Scarlet Witch also. So there's like, it's like we dropped $100 and picked up $150. Like you lost $100 and then you found $150. Cool. I mean, we still came out winners. So all the way around, it was good. But
yeah, that's so true.
I thought that was interesting though. Just some
that is very interesting.
A bit of interesting speculation.
They definitely keep tapping her because they like what they see. So I'm sure now that they have Fantastic Four coming and X-Men and so many other projects in the future, they're going to find a role for her because you can tell they really want her.
Well, I think the main thing is they'll keep trying. But it's like I said, some actors like that's just not my thing, and I get it. That's just not their thing. But we'll see if we find out more information. If any of that happens, we'll let you guys know all about it. So another quick little thing to talk about: The Boys season 4. We found out what day it's coming out. It's June 13th, which feels like forever from now. Like if I'm like for real, June 13th. I have to wait half a year. I guess so. I guess I'll do it. But on the real though, we on the Supercast we love The Boys. It's easily one of the top 3 comic book things that exists right now. And I'm not gonna say if it's 1, 2, or 3. It's just one of the top 3 things, and it's just consistently good. Gen V was awesome. It had a great season. So I'm super excited. I'm just, we saw that little teaser trailer for season 4. It's pretty clear Homelander's going to take 0 L's in the season. So it's going to feel like watching, feel like watching Game of Thrones with superheroics, superpowers basically. So anyway, Corey, what's your thoughts on this?
I like how you put that, the Game of Thrones with superheroes on it. I mean, that is like such a smash thing to do. But I can't wait. I mean, June 13th can't come around here fast enough. And after the way that they ended season 3 with, Homelander finding out Soldier Boy was his dad, and then Homelander's son teaming up with him, and Homelander even having more people rallying behind him. It's just, sky's the limit on what they're going to do in season 4. And one of the things that I just love about The Boys so much is they always finding out ways to keep it fresh and exciting each season, and I can't turn away from it. It's just so good. And I don't know what's going to happen with Butcher, because the Butcher continues to take Compound V. So what's going to go on with him now?
He's a junkie. Look. It feels good. He can't live without it now. There's no methadone for Compound V. He's pretty much stuck on it. I'm surprised he ain't out there scratching his arms like Tyrone Biggums or something like that. I don't know. I think Butcher's just like, well, I'm gonna have to kill myself to kill Homelander. So let's make this happen.
Right.
Also, we know that it is definitely gonna incorporate some of the Gen V people. I suspect that it's going to be it's going to be the members of Gen V that suck, that I want to die in a fire. It's not going to be the ones I want to see. It's not going to be the ones that's locked up in a facility. It's going to be the other one. It's going to be it's going to be problematic Jean Grey and just had sex Hulk basically. It's going to be those guys. So, and I'm just gonna, and they're gonna be standing next to Homelander, and I'm gonna wish a meteor just falls to the ground, because Homelander ain't gonna try to stop that shit. He's just gonna let it blow up half of the Eastern Seaboard.
Oh, absolutely. And you were right. Homelander's taking 0 L's this season. I mean, Homelander never takes L's. So, I think Gen V.
Yeah, I think he's gonna pull a Trump. He's gonna be like, oh, these guys are gonna become president, then they're gonna abdicate and make me president of the United States, and I'm just gonna be like, I was like, you motherfuckers, stop making the real world come into this world and make me sad. Like, don't. Anyway. Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
Yeah, it's
You said it. You said it, man. You said it.
it's gonna
So true.
the boys season 4. It is funny because it's coming out months before. This I know this year's gonna suck because of the election, but it's
Hmm.
coming out in the summer when all of that election shit is gonna be going hard,
Oh
and
yeah.
we're gonna see how good they are at predicting the future. But I mean, I
Hmm.
feel like they're gonna
We'll
do it,
see.
and I'm gonna be. Ugh. Anyway,
I know.
it's
I
making me
know.
sad. This is making me bothered. So, but anyway, June 13th, we got that to look forward to. So, yeah, of course, we're going to talk about it and the trailers when they drop, and we'll let you guys know what we think when that happens. So this was a fun little thing. We know that Echo's coming up. Actually, next week, coming out next week. They're gonna drop.
Yes.
They're dropping it all. I think it's the 9th. They're dropping it. So I think that's Monday or Tuesday. They're dropping the whole thing, and we're looking forward to it. It looks pretty cool. But we also know that Daredevil and Kingpin are gonna be in it. How much they are gonna be in it, we're not really sure, but they're gonna both show up. And so there's a lot of talk about this, but Brad Winderbaum, who is one of the producers over at Marvel Studios, he's you're starting to see his name a lot more actually because he's attached to things like I think he produced he's one of the producers on Wakanda Forever.
Mm.
He also was one of the producers I think on Secret Invasion. So you know, take win some lose some with this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was talking about I guess he's a producer on Echo, and he's talking about how he basically is confirming that the Netflix Daredevil is MCU canon, or at least a version of the Netflix Daredevil show
Mm.
is canon to the show, to the MCU, and how like the separation of Marvel Studios and Marvel TV
Hmm.
sort of made them hint, but not really actually address it. But now that they're all under one umbrella, they're sort of talking about that, and even to the point we later on here he's talking about how this is another step on Wilson Fisk's rise to be sort of the street level Thanos, or in other words, to be like
Mm.
he is in the comics, which is street level Thanos. So
Yeah.
this does raise the question. I mean, if he's just saying this, are we going to find out in Echo that the Netflix shows are actually in the MCU proper? That things that happen in because this is a real MCU show. Is this going to
Hmm.
confirm that? What I mean, do you think so?
This is a really good question. I'm glad that we're talking about this. Should the Netflix Daredevil be considered MCU canon? And I think it should be absolutely, because the way that I look at it, if you're using the original, I mean, we got the original actor, I mean, Charlie Cox playing Daredevil, William D'Onofrio playing as Kingpin, then it should be MCU canon. And what I think Marvel will do is look at the Netflix shows and figure out how can they make this work in the MCU timeline. Because when you really think about it, they're already kind of doing that. They've brought Daredevil in for Spider-Man Far From Home. He's already showed up in She-Hulk, and he's set to appear again in Echo. So I think what they're doing is finding little small ways of bringing the Netflix show into this timeline so they can make it work. That's my take on it. But absolutely, yes, Netflix Daredevil should be an MCU canon.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree, and I think they're winking and nodding, but also they're leaving a room so that they can be like, all right, this part of the Netflix shows, whatever. We don't really care about that, this part of the shows that worked, cool. We're good with it, but we're not bringing back Iron Fist because nobody liked them. I mean, that sort of thing. So they're leaving themselves some space. Um, I would be
Yeah,
interested.
we leave Iron Fist
Yeah.
alone. Oh gosh.
Well, which is weird because I sort of liked Iron Fist, but also it sort of sucked. But whatever. But I think maybe, I think Echo is going to be the test for me if they are actually going to
Hmm.
embrace it because it isn't just Daredevil and Kingpin. It's Punisher. It's Luke
Hmm.
Cage. It's Jessica Jones. It's the Defenders.
Hmm.
So I'm curious
Very
as to
true.
how much and are they committed to actually bringing these actors back? And also
Mm.
recalling that if they do that, the crowding of the MCU, continues. So I think they have to balance it out about that. But it will be cool if that's true. And I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I honestly I haven't watched all the Netflix shows, so it doesn't affect me that much. But I want to know from an Echo, how deep are they willing to go into this? And have you also heard related to this that they are not just that Kingpin's going to be the street level Thanos, but there's rumors that Spider-Man is going to be sort of at the center of the web, if you will, of this street level war against Kingpin, and that it's going to introduce other, because our street level characters, basically who doesn't have any real powers is pretty much what we're asking. And so could this be the jumping off point for leading to that? That's the root.
I can see that, but in the comics, Spider-Man and Daredevil did team up. In the comics, Spider-Man has fought against the Kingpin. I mean, Spider-Man is in New York City, which is Hell's Kitchen for they've crossed paths in the comics so many times, and a lot of people have speculated this because of what happened in Spider-Man Far From Home, how nobody knows who he is now. And the way that he was web swinging at the very end, a lot of people have speculated that particular scene is somewhere in this world of where he's going to cross into the Kingpin and Daredevil. So I think the sky's the limit. I would love to see that. And because it's happened in the comics, I can very well see this happening in this too.
Yeah. And I think it'd be smart for Marvel to do it because, to be honest, what is one of the major complaints that people have about the MCU is CGI, right? That's one. They're like, the CGI is bad, which to me doesn't mean that much, because if the story is good, the CGI can be whatever. But that is part of the problem, is when you have superpowers, you have to invest a lot of money into the CGI budget. Whereas with Punisher, you just need fake bullet, or you need fake muzzle flashes and fake explosion, and that's it. Anybody can do that. So and otherwise it's just a lot of practical effects and hand-to-hand combat and shit like that, and that's cheap. So I think it would be extremely smart of them to take everything away from world-shaking events and high-powered season finales, and instead go to straight up hallway fights and ninja stars and a bunch of extras and a bunch of stuntmen just like getting beat up. Everyone likes that. Who doesn't like Jason Bourne kicking the shit out of people?
Absolutely. That's the best stuff. That's the best type of action to ever see. That grounded, boots on the ground type action where it's fisticuffs, and you're just seeing, the stuntmen and actors just go at. That's what I would love to see. That's why. I loved watching the Daredevil Netflix series because it was like that. It was real grounded, and I was like, this is badass. So yeah, I would definitely love to see that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, I want to say Hawkeye. A lot of people shit on people like to shit on the Hawkeye show.
I loved Hawkeye.
I actually rewatched it for Christmas because it is a Christmas show. I rewatched it.
That it is.
And it is really good, and the action, the fights are really good too. So, I don't see why they couldn't just do that. He beat the hell out of the tracksuit mafia. It's just a bunch of dudes in tracksuits. There you go.
Right.
The CG was basically the dog's eye and like a fallen Christmas tree and like the big old the Ant-Man arrow. It's not much. I'm in other words, I'm excited. I want this to happen. So, but
you and me both.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some information, and of course, we're gonna watch Echo next week. We'll find out for sure what's going on, and we'll let you guys know what we think about it. All right, so this is about a show that I really like. It's in my top 5 comic book properties for last year. It's a kids show, and I don't give a damn. Talk shit about me all you want. Girl and Devil Dinosaur is excellent superhero entertainment. I will defend it and continue to just stand for it forever and a day because I had a great time with this show. This and it's a character most people don't know. That's fine. It's all good. But Lunella Lafayette's she's from the Lower East Side. She's a little black girl that's one of the top 10 smartest people on Earth in the comics, and she accidentally being super smart playing around in the lab brings Devil Dinosaur back from the past. Now, Devil Dinosaur is also a legacy character from like 30-40 years ago. I think Marvel Spotlight or something like that. He used to hang out with this guy, this little ape kid named, not ape kid, I guess Cro-Magnon or whatever, named Moon Boy. And this is in the comics. So they made a comic for her probably about 10 or 11 years ago, around the same time that Miss Marvel was created. And it was a fun little comic. And then they decided, I think Lawrence Fishburne kind of spearheaded producing this show about this smart little girl and her becoming a superhero with her dinosaur. And it is, yes, it's a kid's show, but it's charming, it's fun, it's got great music, great voice acting. Like with the likes of like Lawrence Fishburne does a voice. Alfred Woodard is in there. There's a bunch of people on the cast that are really good, and so and it's it's wholesome because it's Disney Channel, whatever. But it also has a surprising amount, and I mean surprising amount, of Marvel Comics knowledge and like inside baseball about Marvel Comics, that if you are an old head, like the Beyonder is one of the bad guys. Like if you know shit about Marvel Comics, you know anything about the Marvel Comics in the 80s, the Beyonder started Secret Wars. We have the black suit Spider-Man because of the Beyonder. So like it's like so serious that they get deep into the weeds. Oh wow. So I'm doing a lot of time talking this up because we got a trailer for season 2 and they released the voice the voice acting list, and it's crazy. It's ridiculous how many talented people are on this voice list. One of the people they pushed was Xolo Maridueña, who we just saw in Blue Beetle, who was great in Blue Beetle, but also Arsenio Hall, Andy Garcia, Cynthia Erivo. You got let's see, Carol Kane, who I love. She's currently in Star Trek. David Tennant, right? Peter Weller, aka RoboCop. So we're getting we're getting some serious names. Anyway, I've been talking a lot. I'm setting this all up. Corey, you had a chance to check that out. What's your understanding of this show, and how did you feel about this trailer?
I'll be honest, I don't know much about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur other than just my little small knowledge in the comics, but I've got to say this trailer looks freaking awesome. It looks so freaking good. I didn't catch season 1, but now that I've seen this, I'm definitely going to go back and try to catch season 1. And when I was watching this trailer, it really gave me like that Teen Titans Go vibe, and I love Teen Titans Go. So, I wound up looking more information up on this show because the trailer looks so good. It was nominated for an Emmy last year, for season 1.
It won 6.
It won?
It
my
won
gosh.
6, like the Children and Family Emmys. It won 6 of them. It was nominated for like 9 or 10. Yeah. It's good.
That's so impressive.
I think it won for one of the Emmys it won was for its intro, which, by the way, the theme song for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is a jam. It is a legitimately good song. Okay. Like it's as what does the kids say nowadays? It's a bop. Like that's real. No, it's good. And the young lady that does the voice for Lunella sings the song too. And music actually plays a big part of this show. Like it's one of like when she goes on to actually fight the villain of the week, there's always a needle drop, and it's an original song. Usually they actually had Childish Gambino was one of the songs. I think in the first or
Really?
second episode. So I look talking it up, but I mean, you saw that trailer and
The
like,
trailer's awesome.
yeah, it's
And you were naming some characters. I'm going through this list too. Giancarlo Esposito is voicing in this as well.
yep,
I mean, from Star Wars: The Mandalorian. I mean, this is just phenomenal. I'm telling you, if you guys are listening out here and you have not seen this trailer, go check this trailer out. If you have not seen season one, do like me and go watch season one.
yeah. I mean, definitely. I always, I allow the fact that yes, it is a kid focused show. It's on Disney XD, so it's going to be kid focused. So if that's not your jam, I understand. But you know, I'm the sort of person, I love superhero stuff, and I will. You said Teen Titans Go. That's a very kid focused show. It's still fun.
Hmm.
I just
Yeah.
finished watching Merry Little Batman over the Christmas. It's a kid focused movie, and I love that movie. So
Hmm.
like, I just say just give it a chance. But I always gotta show love to
Hey
Devil
man, I
Dinosaur.
agree. You got to talk it up. This is
Yeah.
good, and I agree. I'm right there with you 100%.
Yes. So you guys go check out that trailer, and it's coming out on February. I believe I want to say it's February 2nd. So I'm definitely going to be on top of that and let you guys know what we think. So some not so great news. This Marvel related news. This week we found out that the Thunderbolts lost one of I probably was going to be a principal character. Stephen Yeun dropped out due to scheduling conflicts, and this means that the role of the Sentry, which he was rumored to be playing, still has to be cast. So I did want to sort of talk about both of those. Which one is I was super excited. Stephen Yeun was going to be in Thunderbolts. He's a great actor. I've loved him as an
Hmm.
actor since first, being introduced to him on The Walking Dead. Um,
Hmm.
he has since done a lot more than that. He is, of course, the voice of Mark Grayson in Invincible, and I was like, "This is awesome." Because I don't. Are you familiar with You're familiar with the Sentry, the character in the Marvel comics?
Yes, a small little bit about Sentry. So, I've always thought of him as like this Superman type
Hmm.
superhero, that it kind of deals with this darker persona that he kind of has from time to time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do know a little bit about the Sentry and the fact that he was supposed to be playing this, but not now. But yeah, do you know a little bit about the Sentry as well?
Oh, well, yeah. I remember the first time I ever encountered Sentry was back in the day when I used to read comics on a regular basis and actually like
Hmm.
was in deep into it. This was probably mid 2000, like 2005 or so, when Brian Michael Bendis took over Avengers, and the
Mm.
Sentry was one of the characters that joined his new version of the event when basically he killed off the Avengers and then he brought the new Avengers in, and Sentry was one of them. And
Wow.
I was like, oh, they got another fake Superman. Cool. Come to find out, no, he crazy, and he got this alter ego bad guy that is horrible for the world, and
Yeah.
also he's way more OP than Superman as it is. Like he's so OP, he's punched Galactus out. He's knocked Galactus out. He's beat up the Hulk. He's done just
Hmm.
about everything. Like he's
Yeah.
just like he's basically anything Superman can do, I can do better. Uh, but also
That's a
what
good way to put it.
you look at him and he's blonde white guy, and I was like, Stephen Ewan, okay, dope. Like, and of course, the usual haters are like, how dare you, change his race? I'm like, who gives a fuck? You're bothered by the fact that an Asian guy is going to play this, but not that this guy punched Galactus out. He went and fought. He okay, but the Asians too bridge too far. Get the fuck out of here. Uh, I
Yeah.
because no one can deny that Stevie Yeun is just he's a great talent. I was really
Yeah,
excited.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Because people, you're just going to have people out there that are going to complain if it's not true to the comics. And it's like they're playing a character. It's a character. Whoever's the best person to play that character, whether they're white, black, red, blue, green, it doesn't fucking matter. Just they're playing a character. Because I know when Michael B. Jordan was cast to play, Johnny Storm. People were complaining about that with the Fantastic Four, and it's like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We're getting the best person to play this character.
Him being black didn't make that movie suck.
No, that movie.
It's Stephen Yeun being Asian. Let's be honest. What was his name? Robert Reynolds, whatever the hell the name of the Sentry's real name is. The most interesting thing about him is he's mentally ill. Him being white was the least interesting thing about him. Okay, another white dude that's super powered. Oh, surprise! But you throw in, all right, he's Asian American. Now there's some flavor in there. There's some flavor that we already got. Thor. I mean, I guess Thor is not a good call, but we already got Bruce Banner. We already got all Steve Rogers and everything. It's can't we just be like, all right, here's another cool Asian superhero, but that's just the way fandom gonna be, and I don't really listen to that. But that being said, and the scheduling conflicts is legit. It's not some behind the scenes bullshit. It really is the pandemic and the pandemic and then the strikes fucked up everybody's schedules. So,
yeah.
But he's still contractually obligated to do some other things and just can't move them around and waiting for Marvel to figure out when the hell they're going to get on with it. And that's another thing. It isn't just the strikes that stopped this. Marvel's resetting. So that's messing up schedules too. I'm not going to be surprised if other people don't drop out because they can't wait around for Feige and company to figure out when the hell they're going to start making stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm even wondering if the scheduling conflict maybe has possibly to do with, Steven voicing Mark Grayson for Invincible, because they had Invincible. They only did half a season one, and I know the second half's supposed to come out next year. So I don't know if they're finished with that second part of Invincible, and he's definitely contracted to do that. So I don't know if Invincible may be the one that's causing this, but it would have been so great to have him be in part of the Thunderbolts. It didn't affect me so much because they never actually officially came out that he was Sentry. It was always speculation and that he was on the table, because when at D23 they did say who was actually going to be in it, like Sebastian Stan and Florence Pugh and Julia Louise Dreyfus. If they had put him up on that stage and then now he has to back out, then I'll be, oh God, what's happening to the Thunderbolts? Yeah. But they never really confirmed that he was going to be it. But Lord, it would have been great if he could.
Yeah, no, I agree. And he also said he'd be interested in joining the MCU either way. So I'm 100% on board with that. That's I think that's whatever else he could do, because there's so many other characters that they could bring him in to be. So keep that door wide open. It does beg the question, well, who steps in now? And I mean, to be honest, as I said before, Robert Reynolds or the Sentry is such a poorly defined character beyond he's mentally ill. It could be literally anybody. I just want it to be a minority, and it's mainly just to continue to fuck with the toxic fans. I just to be like, it's open for your favorite, Joel Kinnaman could jump in here. He could. Or, and this is just something, Ken Jeong. It's just gonna be Ken Jeong. We'll throw Ken, because he's the least likely person to be a Superman, and yet, let's think of somebody else. You know what? Even better, let's make it a woman. I can just feel
that would get him.
I can feel the hatred, just the hatred.
Oh man,
just pouring off the internet. So, Marvel doesn't listen to us, but if they do, make it a, and not only just make it a woman, make it a black woman, Just you get just you hit all of the notes. Let's
Yeah. You know,
and make
just
sure
make it a woman of color.
and make sure she's still named Robert Reynolds. That would oh shit. I nominate Taraji P. Henson, but let's
Yo, let's do it. I'm telling you, she would murder that. Yo, she would kill it. She would kill it.
That
would get him.
Yeah, it's too bad about Steven, but we'll keep an eye on this. Hopefully we'll find out who is going to be the Sentry. Let you guys know all about it. So a little bit of business talk. I don't think we could stay here too long, but this is important because it affects all of us that enjoy entertainment, especially pop culture entertainment, like superhero stuff. Could Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery merge? And at least in my opinion, why I think if it does happen, that'd be bad. We heard that the CEO of Paramount and the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, aka what's his name? What's his David Zaslav, aka the Project Killer.
Oh yeah.
They're talking, and Discovery will be the one that will be doing the acquiring, by the way, versus Paramount, which is sort of in some monetary fiscal trouble because surprise, having a streaming service is expensive and don't make you much money, especially when you're not the number 1 or 2 streaming service. And also, they've had some successes, but also they had some bombs, in the movie theater. So not a great time for Paramount. And so the rumor is they're talking about merging. And I say, fuck that noise. That's my first. As soon as I saw that, I was like, God damn it, Zaslav, you're gonna don't go in and acquire a company and ruin more shit that I like. Because I'm a big I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I love Star. I literally have Paramount Plus because of Star Trek. Like I watch. I watch other stuff too, but Paramount Plus, I got it for Star Trek, and I watch all of the Star Trek stuff. So.
Oh wow.
And also they have Transformers, and also they have Ninja Turtles. Like there's some shit in there. I guarantee you, there's some. They have Mission Impossible, which he probably can't fuck up Mission Impossible, but because of Tom Cruise. But you get what I'm saying? Like, and they have Showtime. Yeah. They've got Yellow Jackets. They've got stuff. And David Zaslav seems to be in the business of acquiring, firing, deleting, all this other shit. And God, we don't need more of that. We need less consolidation, not more. The more we get consolidated, like they bought Warner Brothers Discovery, they bought that axed Batgirl. They axed Acme. Versus Roadrunner, was it Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, even though now they're trying to shop it. They're doing all this, like, they're getting rid of content, never to be seen again. And I hate it.
Yeah. Me too. I mean, I think this is just a bad idea, and I hope it doesn't happen because the audience suffers from it. I mean, as soon as they do these mergers, you said it best. Shows and projects are deleted, canceled. I mean, it's some really good stuff just gets trashed, and it really sucks. And also a lot of creativity is lost because when you have all of these mergers, then you have a small group of people making all the decisions and there's no creativity. When you have multiple companies and multiple groups, or in this situation like Paramount and Warner Brothers and all, you allow more people to get hired, which allows more creativity and more content out there for us to see. If this merger happens, it's going to fuck up so much good stuff. I hope this doesn't happen because this is bad. This is really bad.
Yeah. And we saw a bit of that with Disney acquiring Fox. But to be fair to Disney, they didn't look at it as like this is a time to save money by 86ing a bunch of shit that's in the pipeline. They actually looked at it more synergistically. So this is more like, all right, because they kept Fox Searchlight, they kept they kept 20th Century Studios. They kept a lot of stuff that
Right.
was going there. So they were like, we'll take a loss on some of these projects that are in the works. But because of that, we also got Prey. Prey was something that came out after Disney acquired Fox, and they're still putting out these kind of prestige pictures. They're still, it's not just, people were like, oh, they're doing this to get the X-Men and Fantastic Four. Fuck no, that wasn't why Disney did that. They wanted that damn library. Now, we're getting another Alien. We're getting an Alien TV show and more Alien. And people may be like, well, why no one wants that? I'm like, well, somebody wants that. I fucking want that. I
Yeah.
So they're not shelving properties. There's a little more opportunity, but Zaslav that is not his game plan. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like if DC wasn't basically one of the hottest commodities in terms of like IP, he'd be ready to fucking spin that shit off. It took no time for them to be like, Batgirl sucks, so we're not gonna put it in theater. I mean, we'll never know. Maybe it did suck. But did it suck more than Shazam 2? I bet you it did.
Probably not. Yeah.
and they probably burned a bridge with Michael Keaton because of that. They probably burned a bridge. I forget what's the guy's name from the Mummy movies.
You talking about the main main guy?
Yes. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But because he was going to be the main villain. They cancel. I mean, they cancel stuff. The CW's gone, which I mean, no big loss to me. But a lot of people really love the CW Arrowverse. Yeah. That's just they're not in. They're in the, let's do a tax write-off so that the investors like us business, and fuck that. I mean, it sucks. They're basically gonna lock up a lot of content or a lot of IP that could be something done with it because they're not willing to take a chance. And also there are a bunch of fucking executives that couldn't creatively, they couldn't make a movie, write a script, film something to save their lives. If Jigsaw was like, all right, make me a 5-minute scene about Batman that's compelling, these motherfuckers are dead. So
absolutely,
but the most creativity they can do is signing a motherfucking check, but somehow they the ones that be like, nah, this isn't gonna work. How the fuck do you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I
like the Arrowverse.
Yeah, I mean it's too big and sprawling for me, but I get it. People liked it. It's Superman and Lois by all accounts is a really good show that they just canceled. For it's only getting its 4th abbreviated season. That's all I'm saying. Like Warner Brothers Discovery right now, they are like Zaslav is like the fucking Grim Reaper, and if he acquires you, I'm like, man, don't be like Clark Griswold planning to put that pool in. You are not getting that. You are not getting that bonus.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting a bonus.
Yeah.
You're getting that that envelope with the Jelly of the Month club.
You ain't even getting Jelly of the Month. You'd be lucky if you get your next paycheck. That's what it is. Shit. I hate this idea. I hope it fucking doesn't work. But this is America, so of course we want to consolidate until one corporation runs everything. Because idiocracy, that was the way to go. So anyway.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on this. We'll let you guys know if any movement happens on this. And let's cross our fingers and hope it doesn't. Final couple bits of news. We got word, this is just a rumor, but I love this rumor, that Jonathan Majors, of course, got fired from being Kang. I heard a lot of dumb stuff about, let's just replace Kang with Doom. Get the fuck out of it. First of all, get the fuck out of here. No. Why would... Kang is an awesome character, but the other thing is, why the hell would you do Doom like that? He is such a major force in the Marvel Comics universe. You just gonna shoehorn him in. So wait a minute, y'all got LeBron got hurt, so you're gonna go in and shoehorn into a whole team that's made for LeBron. You're gonna shoehorn in the next person that sounds good. Come on. That's not how that works. Did y'all not see
Yeah.
how Chris Paul didn't fucking work in was it Dallas? Where the fuck he go? Either way, I'm talking about sports. The point is, Doom
Yeah,
he deserves better than that. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, he's with Phoenix now.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, he's gonna
I'm
be
sorry,
awesome.
Golden State.
He's like, he's gonna be awesome. No, he's not. Like,
Yeah.
But the point is, Doom deserves better than that. No, don't do that.
You know, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, the point I was getting at was, well, there's rumors that about recasting, recasting this role. That's the smart play, in my opinion. You've already done all the work to make this happen. And one of the names was floated around, Colman Domingo. And I'm like, fuck yes. First, most people probably first saw him on The Walking Dead. I most recently saw him just, as a magnificent turn as Mr. in The Color Purple that just came out over the holidays. And hell yeah. All I can say to that, I don't even need to elaborate. Fuck yeah. Put him on. Y'all sign that man up right now. He can do it. Let's go. Anyway, what do you think about Colman Domingo possibly being the replacement?
Look, Jonathan Majors is out, so now we have Kang in this situation. And Colman Domingo, I did see The Color Purple, and he was fantastic. I've seen him before in other things, so if they're planning to use him to be the new Kang, he can do it. He's really good. But I will say I am on the opposite end of the spectrum on this one. So, Mo, I am different. When you want to continue with Kang, I am on the end of like, you know what? We probably should just move on and build towards another villain. Only because of the way that they ended Loki season 2, I did feel that the way they ended it, they could kind of tie that up. But it's one of them situations where the Kang story was so good and they were giving it to us. I really do want it to continue, but I don't know how they're going to do it. Will they find the right person? Will the right person be willing to do it? And if it's going to take too long for them to get that, then I'm like, okay, we need to make a decision really quick. And where are we going to go? So I'm thinking, for me, I've always just thought, look, we should just probably move forward and continue with another villain for phase 5 and phase 6. That's just always been my take.
Right. Well, the one of the main reasons why I'm against it, I mean, besides the fact that I like Kang as the villain, and I was a big proponent of Jonathan Majors, and to be honest, I still think he's really good in the role. But the main thing is, you're essentially talking about, we had this big plan. It's like they were building a skyscraper, got halfway up, and then like found out the architect was problematic. So now they're going to just start building a completely different building on top of the building they've halfway through. I mean, you've already got the plans. It's not like the plans are set. Just follow through. Finish making that building. Okay, they'll be like, well, it's the building that problematic dude, designed. I understand, but we're already deep into this. You're talking about, getting off of this train and getting on another one halfway to the destination. And you hope this other train is just as good or better. I think, creatively speaking, there's no change. Rhodey got changed. There's several people in the MCU that were other characters that were played by other people, and now they're played by completely different actors. And just like, why do we have to acknowledge that? But you make
a good point.
And to that end also, I mean, how can you have Secret Wars without Kang? You need him.
Yeah.
You need
That's
him.
True.
It doesn't make sense to have a big old multiversal storyline and leave out like clearly the most multiversal guy. Person in history. Like in the history of the MCU. Very true. And also
that's very true.
Here's my other problem with it. I'll be damned if we don't get a prominent black guy in the MCU, and now we gotta fucking switch around to an Eastern European bad guy like Doom, like to replace him. Right. Doom deserves his own way. He doesn't need to be the afterthought for for this guy, and we need, and I like the representation. And Colman Domingo, fuck yes, like I said. But to that point, if we are gonna stick with Kang, there's the discussion to be had about who could replace Jonathan Majors. And I looked up some lists there. Of course, people are putting these lists out, and I thought we might run down these lists and see how we feel about these people. So, one of them, this really this oddly enough feels just like, oh, who's a black guy in Hollywood that we've heard of? Like,
they just threw him out.
Just are they black? Who are they? Who is this person? So of course John Boyega is like the first person that gets thrown out there. And he's not interested, but I mean, that's a good idea though.
Yeah, right, I mean, right? I saw him in the Tyrone. He was good in that.
Yeah,
Who Cloned Tyrone? I really enjoyed him in that.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, he was in Star Wars. He's actually, it took me a long time. I finally saw Attack the Block. What a good fucking performance from him, from a young John Boyega. I understand why he was in Star Wars. Star Wars sort of underutilized him, but he was still good. He was great in Who Cloned Tyrone. So, I mean, that would work for me, except he doesn't want to do it. And I don't blame him because we just say toxic fans on the internet are garbage, and they are no less bad for Marvel than they are for Star Wars. And he's been through that ringer, and fuck that noise. So I do not blame him for that. In addition, so John Boyega, of course, I saw this one and I was like, maybe. Caleb, I think it's McLaughlin or Laughlin, whatever, that from Stranger Things. And he's
really,
he's sort of
interesting.
My man's sort of on the come up right now. He's trying to get out of the shadow of Stranger Things. He was in a movie kind of about like black urban cowboys or whatever. And
that's
they were like,
interesting choice.
Could he be a young Kang? I don't know.
He's good.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I can buy that, because the way that Jonathan, you got to get somebody that is just as good as Jonathan Majors or better, and I don't know if he can get there the way that Jonathan Majors did with Kang. I just don't know if he can get there.
You need someone who can bring a presence, because Jonathan Majors, it wasn't just like, even when he was playing Victor Timely, there was a sense of him filling space in a significant way. But when he's Kang, when he's He Who Remains, his ability to sort of suffocate the room with his presence was significant. Like, there was a menace to him that is hard to kind of convey. And I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but that's work, and it's not just physical. There's a way of how you move, how you talk, how you sort of address the camera that I don't know that Caleb has it in him yet. So, not saying he couldn't, but I don't think I buy that.
Yeah. Same here.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Carl Weathers. There's some of these that are so stupid.
Wait a minute.
Carl Weathers. No way in hell, unless he's playing unless he's playing Over the Hill. And this is nothing against Carl Weathers, but my man is like, what is he, 70s? In his 70s. That's ridiculous. MovieWeb.com, be better than this. That's ridiculous. No,
I mean, come on. This dude is over the hill 2 times over, and you want him to play Kang? Come on.
I would love though if they were like, just come in and be a variant. All right, cool. I'll put on a silly suit. As long as I don't have to punch nobody, I'm good.
Right.
On a similar note, Wesley Snipes, once again, why are y'all doing this?
Yeah.
MovieWeb.
Damn.
No. I'm sorry. MovieWeb, be better. Be better than that. Even though I mean,
goodness.
I would like him to say the ice skating uphill thing though. uh, Reggae John Page. This is intriguing. Most recent, I've never seen Bridgerton, but people seem to love him. I mean, he's a light-skinned British guy. What I saw him in and what I loved him in was Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, where he's in a silly ass movie, and I love the movie, by the way. So I'm not saying anything against it, but it's a movie full of silly shit happening.
Yeah,
and he is the most serious, straight-faced person. That he does not understand jokes. He doesn't like any of that stuff, and he's such a good foil in that. And
it worked so good in that movie.
I think he could do this, but he would bring a different energy, I think, to Kang. I think
definitely a different energy. I watched Bridgerton, so I see him in Bridgerton. He's good, and seeing him in Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, he was good. I mean, playing that deadpan type personality while everybody else has got jokes and quips, and he's just so serious. It just really worked. But that would be a very interesting take on Kang. Something different, but it could work.
Yeah, I think physically he can do it. Obviously, I just wonder, can he bring the menace? But obviously he's a talent, so I don't think that would be a bad choice. This is another. Oh, is it a black actor thing? And this is nothing. By the way, I love Michael Jai White. I absolutely, one of my favorite movies of all time is Black Dynamite. It is one of my favorite things. And also, I don't like Spawn the movie, but I do like him as Spawn. And I generally think, physically speaking, he can do it. Acting wise, I don't know if
he's not there.
I don't know if the acting's gonna get there, but not unless he's saying cheesy ass lines. And again, I love Michael Jai White. That's but I know your limitations, right? I don't think that's a good one.
You have a certain range, and he just ain't there. He has a range that he fits and works well with what he can do as far as acting and physicality. This is a whole different ball game, and I like him too, but this ain't the role for him.
I honestly would rather see him as a villain in Shang-Chi than as bring his real
that
talents
would be good.
to the fore. We also the next one. This is a good one. This is a guy I really love seeing like kind of come up in the last like 8 or so years. That's Lakeith Stanfield. This dude he's legit. I think the last movie I saw him in was it Judas and the Black Messiah. Loved him in that. I did not see Haunted Mansion, but I'm sure he did his thing. The point is, Lakeith Stanfield he's a serious actor. He can do things. Yeah. I think physically he doesn't match up with Jonathan Majors just because he's taller and not as bulky. But I think he can. I think he could bring. I think he could bring the range needed to be at least a certain variant of Kang, not the Conqueror, but definitely some of the other more eccentric ones.
I agree 100%. This guy's a phenomenal actor, and he has depth in his acting range, and he can bring, may I say it, the gravitas to this role that is needed all the way. Now, you're right. Physical prowess, does he have that? No, but it doesn't matter. Like you're saying, does he have the presence? Can he command the energy in the room? I think he can do that with a different type of variant of Kang. Yeah, this guy can nail it. 1,000%.
Yeah, I think it would be like just like a no-brainer. If they said that, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. The next one I think is a bit of a joke, considering what's going on. Even though if it happened, I'd be 110% for it. That's Will Smith.
Wow.
Marvel is not going to touch Will Smith with an 87.5-foot pole. It is not happening at all. Maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they'd be like, we got Will Smith, yeah. They would act like they just drafted Michael Jordan, but not
Right.
not now. Not now. He's going 4th round, last pick. So if he's definitely like, if we shake the tree and see that every other Negro hadn't fallen out the tree. Oh, he's the last one. I guess he's it.
Yeah, that's basically. He is definitely gonna be the last one picked. It's a PR nightmare right now to grab Will Smith. So
I mean, they'd better saying Chris Rock than him. I mean, and no way in hell.
For real, you might as well get Dave Chappelle to play Kang if you're gonna get Will Smith right now.
I mean, basically. At least he'd have jokes, but yeah.
Right.
This next one is ridiculous, and I don't know why they said, who is this? Screen Rant? Get the fuck out of here with this. Chukwudi Iwuji. I love him, and I think he would be great. But he just did a magnificent turn as the High Evolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to look? This man's name ain't Jaimon Han. So I understand they both have African names. That don't mean they interchangeable. Jaimon Hansu, you can put him. He keeps showing up in the MCU as different people, and it's fine. They're fine with that variant. I'm not fine with this variant. Let the man's his performance as the High Evolutionary be the end of the story. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. I agree. He was great as a High Evolutionary. Seeing him now play Kang, I would scratch my head on that. Like, wait a minute, didn't we just see him?
Are you saying that was a variant? Soon. Yeah. And the thing is, here's the thing. He could absolutely do it. That's my thing is he would, not only would he do well, he would destroy the role. He would, I know he can.
Yeah.
And yet he was just High Evolutionary. Like, I don't want him to not erase, that's obviously not going to happen, but kind of overshadow his great work by doing this.
He's one of the main reasons why Guardians 3 is good.
Yeah.
Because of him. I mean, granted, the cast is great too, because they've been, playing with each other for almost 10 years. But you got to have a great villain in order to make a great movie, and he's one of the main reasons why Guardians 3 is good.
Yeah, absolutely. Another, just because he's black, sort of pick, and this is good, but like, there's two reasons why I don't like this. And that, Denzel Washington. It's like, if they like, let's talk about black male actors in Hollywood, you got to say Denzel. You don't have to say it for everything. You don't. Like, we got this covered. Be better. This is not it.
Damn.
Like, okay, he could do it. He could. Don't want it. Mainly because I want him to be. I want him to be Magneto. That's just it. I want him to be Magneto.
Wow, I never thought of that. But that would be so good.
There's been rumors that they're gonna maybe go with black actors for Magneto and Professor X.
I heard a rumor that supposedly Giancarlo Esposito was trying to be Professor X.
I would fucking love that. Yeah, it would go again. Honestly, Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X and Denzel Washington as Magneto goes against both of their types and would be absolutely amazing. Just they're both.
I would love it.
They're both top of their game, actors. Yeah. So, but Denzel Washington as Kang, God, what are y'all thinking about? No, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
This next one though, I do like this. Aldous Hodge. I've been a fan of his since back when he was doing what was the name of that show on TNT? Was it Payback? Where they were a team of con artists who were conning people, who were they would con bad guys basically, as kind of, as they say, payback. So that's where I first saw him. Most recently, we saw him. He was in Invisible Man. As a supporting role, and he was Hawkman in Black Adam, which I think he was great as. I really liked Hawkman in Black Adam. So, hell yeah, this is another hell yeah moment. bring it on. If they want to put Aldous Hodge in as, he would be great. He would do
I
the
think so
role
too.
justice. Yeah, and he's physically there too. You know,
Yeah.
he's taller, but it comparable in terms of his physique, and he's deserved a breakout role like this, I think.
Yeah, because he's been doing it for a long time. I mean, he's a great actor. I've seen him. First time I saw him was on Underground. Of course, I did see him in the supporting role Invisible Man and Black Adam as Hawkman. He was great. I mean, I forgot. I'm sorry. He was in Straight Outta Compton as well. So he needs a breakout role, and this would be great if he gets it. He could do it.
Yeah, I would be all for it.
Hmm.
This is what the hell again? Wait, what we got this cover? What are y'all thinking about? Michaela Cole. That don't even make any damn sense, and it's not because she's female. You want to gender bend Kang? Don't care about that. That's fine. She is literally in the MCU already. She is Aneka's wife and a member of the Dora Milaje, or was a member of the Dora. Like, the fuck are y'all think?
Yeah, they just throwing stuff out there now because they just thinking black actor or actress. Let's go this route.
They think they're being they think, oh, this is gonna be such an edgy pick because she's female. It's not edgy. It's just dumb. She's already in the MC. If you could have picked any other black actress, there's plenty of them. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a bad pick. That's just dumb because she is already Dora Milaje. Why? I mean, or was, but that's a bad pick.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think we got about six more. So David Oyelowo. Okay. Sure, I guess. Here's the thing. I think he's an excellent actor. The thing I seen him in most recently, I haven't watched the whole series, but he's in the Bass Reeves, Lawman Bass Reeves on Paramount Plus. Great performance. Loved that. Loved him in Selma. He's great. He could do this.
Yeah.
Why would he do it?
I think so too.
Why would he do it though?
Yeah. I mean, I think he can do it. I don't know why. I mean, it's you know what? It's one of those situations where you know they could, but should they? And why would they?
He would
that's the question.
His spin would be more elder statesman. He would be more like Doom. And in fact, if they said, hey, and they won't do it because Victor Von Doom being Eastern European is actually important to his heritage, to his character. But if they were going to make a Black Doom, I would be David Oyelowo. He'd be the guy. He put that mask on. He'd bring the gravitas of a Doom to Kang that we haven't quite seen yet.
Absolutely.
Next person.
I agree.
I'm gonna fuck this guy's name up. So bear with me. Adewale Akinoye Agbaje. He is.
I think that's pretty good.
He was on Lost, among other, but I've seen him in many other. I think he's African, but you would know him when you see him. And basically, he's got the stature and everything like that. I just don't think I don't think he's got the name recognition necessarily. You kind of want a name for this role.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time. I mean, I've seen him in many supporting acting roles. I mean, the first time I've seen him in a lot of stuff. I mean, I think he was in Oz and the Mummy years ago. I've because he's had these roles, I've never really seen his acting chops yet. So maybe he needs an opportunity, but because I haven't seen enough of him, I don't know if he can do it.
Yeah.
I would love to see somebody like him get it, but I just don't know if he's got it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it would be cool, but I mean, again, he's not enough of a name. But I mean, he could do it. Kind of on that same note, but I'm actually more for this than against it. Omar Sy. The last movie I saw him in he had a very small role in what was it, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Very
Mm-hmm.
small role. But what I love him for, what I first was really put on to Omar Sy for, was the series Lupin on
Mm.
Netflix, in which he is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's won like the highest acting award in France. You know, he's a black French actor. Um, he, in my eyes, hell yeah, I'd be all for that. I don't give, let him speak French. I don't give a damn. He's got the right stature. He can
Yeah.
act. He's got a good look to him, and this would really kind of add to the international flair of the MCU. They need there needs to be a lot more of that, and
Mm-hmm.
put my man on. This guy deserves way more roles than this. Some henchman or some shit in fucking Jurassic World start with Chris Pratt. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I saw a couple episodes of Lupin. I just didn't finish the season, but he was really good. He's really good, and I mean, you're right. He checks all the boxes. He checks all the boxes to be able to slide him right on into this role just as easy as anything. And from what I saw in Lupin, this guy could do it. He could do it. So and you're right, he needs a breakout role, and it is time that the MCU really does expand with that international appeal. I mean, having a black French actor be one of the main focuses of the MCU, oh my God,
Yeah,
that would be killer.
and also a guy with no terrible background, so it'd be good. That'd be good too.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah, yeah.
nothing coming out about this guy. So, uh, Yahya Abdul Mateen the second, which this Forbes, what the fuck are y'all thinking about? The man has literally been cast to be in the MCU already. He's supposed to be Wonder Man. So, just again, this is
Oh,
it's a black guy. No, he's Wonder Man, and they're still apparently making this. Now, if that falls through, sure, I guess. Which, by the way, I love him as an actor. Um, he
hmm,
was phenomenal in Watchmen, the Watchmen TV
hmm.
series.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He is probably the best thing that was in Aquaman 2. Like the
Hmm.
best. He was the best person actually acting in that movie. Um, like
Yeah.
Patrick Wilson was too, but like nah, he's the best actual actor in there, and he's got everything that Jonathan Majors has, and except convictions on charges. So I mean,
Hmm.
he basically could fill that role easily, except he's Wonder Man.
Hmm. You know, is it confirmed that he's Wonder Man? Because if he's not, I'm telling you right now, out of all the folks you name, this one is my favorite. I would really love him to take over as Kang. Because when I said the other guy checks the boxes, this guy really checked the boxes. I mean, he's a great actor. He was phenomenal in The Watchmen. He was really good in both Aquaman 1 and Aquaman 2. The only problem with that is they always underutilize him. So we're never really getting as much as we could. But even when he's in Aquaman, the lines that he have, he's punching them so hard. He's good. This would be my ultimate pick for me as of right now to slide in as Kang because he's got the physical prowess, he's got the height, he's got the look, he's got the where I say it again, he's got the gravitas
Right,
that we need to bring this character on screen. This would be my pick right here.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if they said that, I'd be like, all right, I guess Wonder Man, too bad for you, because they need him for someone. They called him up to the big leagues. Yeah, get out that TV show. You're coming to the movies. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, if he's Wonder Man, great, great.
yeah.
But
You sound you sound
I would
less
love
enthused.
him to
You
slide
sound
in.
you sound less enthused about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like him to slide in as Kang. I mean, if he's Wonder Man, I'm like, okay, all right, but
Yeah,
I really would love him to slide in as Kang. But if they're not going to do the Kang storyline anymore, then please make him Wonder Man.
yeah,
You know?
absolutely. I there's a couple. I want to say these ridiculous ones. Ray Fisher.
Oh
No,
no,
no, thank you. He was eyed
yeah.
and Rebel Moon, but like, nah. Even though I did actually quite like him in Snyder Cut. But yeah, no.
Hmm. Hmm.
Damson Idris, I'm good on that. No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, they put him on the list. Oh man.
Again, they were shaking the Negro tree and seeing who fell out. So,
Mhm. Clearly.
Somebody said Jodie Turner-Smith. What the? I don't even know how to respond to that. Let's just moving on. No, fuck no. There's
Oh man.
okay. So this one is actually a serious one. John David Washington. Uh,
Okay.
I am a fan of his. I do agree with some of the criticism that he's not a fantastic actor. He's good. He's sometimes great, but in terms of like he's not his dad clearly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the writing of the things he's in or what. I really liked him in I liked him in Tenet. I'm most recently what's the name of this? And it just got
The
old.
Creator.
Creator. I was a big fan of him in The Creator. And I also really like that movie. I mean, he could do all of the stuff, but Yahya Abdul-Mateen would do it better. To
I
be
agree.
perfectly honest.
I
he would
agree.
do it all. He could do everything that Jonathan Majors does, but just not as good as Yahya Abdul-Mateen. To be perfectly honest. But he's got a name. He's got a name though. That's important. Having a name that matters.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's good, but yeah, I would just do it better. I mean, it's the difference between you making a pro basketball team and being a starter and being on the bench. You made the team. You're good enough to make the team, but we need a starter. We need the superstar out there. And Yaya he's just way better.
John Davis, he's a sixth man. He's a bit more of a sixth.
You know what? I could go with that. He's the sixth man. Yeah.
He might start every now and then, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
The final thing, and this is, I love this idea, and it's related to fan speculation. And I'm again going to fuck her name up. Gugu Mbatha Raw. As we know, Ravonna Renslayer, and people have been speculating that she actually is the ultimate power behind Kang. That Kang actually is just kind of, he thinks he's running the show, but she's actually, doing stuff in the background. And I don't want them to follow through with that. But if they did, I would not be mad. I've been just a fan of hers for a long time. She did a movie. I think was it not Superstar, but it was a movie about her being a pop star, a British pop star. That's the first time I really saw her. It's with Minnie Driver. I wish I could remember the name of the movie, but I saw her. I was like, this one. First of all, she's beautiful, obviously, but like acting wise, she's just like on point. And she did a TV show, kind of with Boris Kojo, and they were spies, like married spies. That was really good. And just over the course of the years, I've just been noticing like she's got all of the attributes needed to be a major star, but she never like popped off like Kerry Washington did, or she never popped off the way even some of her white counterparts might have, given the same opportunities. And that's unfortunate. So when she was cast as Ravonna Renslayer, I was like, that's dope. And a lot of people didn't fucking know who she was, and I did. And I was like, and she turned out to kick ass in that role. So
she's killing it.
Hell yeah. Man, let's go. She's not dead.
Yeah. That's I've heard those theories out there too with that, and that she's kind of more, like the puppet master in the background pulling all the strings, and Kang is sort of like the face of it, but she's the one behind the scenes. I mean, if they want to go that route, I'm totally for it. She's beautiful, but she can act, regardless of how beautiful she can act. I loved her as Ravonna Renslayer, and you're right, she really just hasn't gotten that breakout role like some of her other counterparts haven't. And sometimes that's just the way it goes in Hollywood. You just kind of luck up and get something that really just skyrockets your career. And I think now she's got herself in a position to do that with Ravonna Renslayer. People really seeing who she is. So hopefully her career will really take off from here. And, if not, if they want to bring her in as Kang, look, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Let's see her in that purple suit. the purple
Man,
suit.
I'm telling you,
Yeah. I'm
I'd be like, you go, girl.
I'm with it. Like I'm with it. Um, so those are all the possibilities. I think I'm gonna go with you on this. If they want to fuck that recast Wonder Man, put Stephen Yeun in there as Wonder Man, Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Kang, and let Doctor Doom, come into his own. Like let's not make this the Doom show. So I think we can agree on that.
I could agree with you on that.
But that's a lot to think about, and Marvel's they've got a big decision to make here about how they're going to deal with this situation and how they're going to get back on track. So I think we're going to be hearing about this sometime over the next 6 months, hopefully. But I think that's all of our news and discussion for this week. But hey, you guys, maybe we missed something. You agreed with us, disagreed with us, just wanted to, give us your thoughts. You do that by getting down to the comment section and leaving your thoughts there. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. It's blurredforce1 on Instagram and on Threads. And it's still super_not_funny show on TikTok. And while you're doing all that, do us a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see videos like this. And if you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, leave a review. 5 stars would be dope, but whatever you think, we deserve. And of course, I couldn't do this episode on my own. Corey really came in and he pinch hit and just like hit that bitch out the park. So I really really appreciate that, man. So where can they reach you online on social media?
Yes, so you guys can find me all over the interwebs. You can check out my YouTube channel, the Geek Spot TV _, but if you type in the Geek Spot TV, you'll find me. I'm also on Instagram at Corey Roy _, and I'm actually on Threads as a Corey Roy _ as well. So yeah, please find me there. Check out my stuff. It's got some great stuff. I like to do reactions, breakdowns, and reviews. And last but not least, please hit a like on this video and comment and subscribe to this channel. I really enjoy being here. Thank you, Mo, so much for having me. It has been so much fun.
Yeah, this has been great, man. We got to have you back definitely in the future. And again, thanks for just coming in and lending your opinion and your knowledge and your enthusiasm, because that's what we're all about here at the Supercast. We like to talk about superhero stuff, what we love about all of these kind of nerdy pursuits and the future of superhero in movies and TV shows and video games. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Superhero fatigue, that ain't real. Y'all just tired of like lame shit. So
yeah,
we're all about the good shit around here. So anyway, go show Corey some love. I absolutely go check his channel out. It's a good time. He just did a reaction to Rebel Moon, which is not that good of a movie, but you know what? I could tell he had fun with it, just like I did. So y'all go check that out. But anyway, you guys come back next week for the next episode of the Supercast. Till then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Corey. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.